My brain, my heart, sports talk with Mike. Sidney Crosby is out with a broken jaw till the playoffs. Possibly he might get in for 1 or 2 games before the playoffs. It's a blow to his to his face, so that kind of sucks. Jordan Leopold of the Buffalo Sabres was traded to the St. Louis Blues. He's looking to make an impact tonight, make his debut in a Blues uniform. If you were watching the NCAA matchup last night, Louisville against Duke, then you're probably still throwing up because Kevin Ware went up to block a shot there, just kind of getting the guy's face. When he came down, just snapped. One of the most gruesome things I've ever seen in my life. And you need to YouTube that. Wow. It's just, hopefully everything's okay. He had surgery and it looks like it was, from what I hear, it's a successful surgery. And Elvis Andrus of the Texas Rangers signed for 8 years, $120 million. Instead of having these classic good looks and chiseled muscles and a voice of an angel, why can't I be ugly and be athletic in baseball? I can play baseball, but I'm not going to be in the major leagues. Played for the Humber Park Hawks. You should look them up, the Humber Park Hawks. Shout out. Alright, so today's episode, I'm going to be breaking down the NL East, the last division. Last night was the start, the opener for Major League Baseball. The Houston Astros beat the Texas Rangers 8-2 off a 3-run home run from Rick Ankiel, 2 triples from Justin Maxwell, and I'm kind of shocked the Houston Astros won. I don't know. I think they're going to be one of the worst teams in baseball, if not the worst team in baseball. So we're going to start off with the Atlanta Braves. 94-68 last season, second in the division. They picked up the Upton brothers, Justin and BJ, and Jordan Walden from the Los Angeles Angels. Chipper Jones retired. They traded Martin Prado. Michael Bourne went to the Cleveland Indians. Tommy Hanson went to the Angels in the Walden deal. They lost David Ross to the Red Sox, Jared Jurgens, Eric Hinske and Matt Diaz, 2 veteran leadership guys. They're just out the window. So now it's just the kind of, it's a rebuilding, but not. It's like they started rebuilding a bit ago because of organization depth. Their starting rotation, they have an old guy in Tim Hudson, and I mean Mike Minor and Paul Mulholland. It looks like they're just cast-offs from other teams. Nothing really big there. Chris Medellin, he's all right, but he's nothing really to waste. To really think he's actually going to make a difference. So the Braves rotation is really weak. Their bullpen, however, is one of the strongest in baseball. They got Johnny Venters and Craig Kimbrell. Those guys they know how to throw heat. They know how to pick corners. They know how to just get the outs needed. Kimbrell, especially with the strikeouts. Venters does the nominal job striking out guys. So they're just really good guys. And Jordan Walden, he did pretty good for the Angels last season, and he's a good pickup. Simmons and Francisco at shortstop in third. They're going to provide a lot of young defense swagger, but they're no help in the box. Offensively, just don't expect a lot from them. But they got Jason Hayward, the Upton brothers, Freddie Freeman, Dan Uggla. They're all going to jack home runs. And then in the outfield, I mean, you got the Uptons in the outfield. You got a lot of speed, great gloves. I mean, the outfield is pretty good, pretty decent. But I got the Braves finishing third in the division just because of starting rotation depth. And Hudson, he's introducing a knuckleball. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Next up, the New York Mets. They finished 74-88 last season, 4th in the division. They picked up Travis Denard. Sean Markham and John Buck, all ex-Blue Jays now, in trades. R.A. Dickey went to the Blue Jays. Andres Torres went back to the Giants. They lost Mike Pelfrey, Scott Hairston, Josh Toll went to the Blue Jays, and John Roach, I think he went to the Nationals. The rotation, they got Neese, G, and Harvey. Those guys are actually pretty good guys. I mean, nothing really too spectacular. Neese will do a pretty decent job actually, and G, I don't know, he'll do all right, I guess. G. But expect Zach Wheeler, a really top prospect, a big, like He's phenomenal. If you look him up, he looks like he's ready to make the jump into the majors and make a big impact for the Mets eventually. So David Wright is their captain. Wright is their everything. Look at, I mean, they got Ike Davis and Lucas Duda. Those guys can hit home runs, but they still haven't reached their potential. They haven't really done too much. They always look like they're being held back a bit. So that Buck can do a few things. He hit a couple home runs there, but he's not the best behind the plate. A mixture of young and old guys in the outfield. They're not amazing. They're not good, but they're not terrible. They're like just below average. But the Mets got them finishing 5th in the division. Just a lot of weakness in a lot of places besides David Wright. And I mean, they're not going to do too much to make anyone really sweat. The Philadelphia Phillies. Ryan Howard, what's up? 81 and 81 last season, 3rd in the division. They picked Ben Rivera, Michael Young, Delvin Young, Mike Adams, John Lennon, Vance Worley is gone. Ty Wigginton, you're gone. For the Phillies, I'm in love with the pitching. Cole Hamels, Roy Halladay, Cliff Lee. Those three together are amazing. I just did I'm in love with the stripper parody. I hope that is amazing. But those three amazing. I love those three. A lot of you got that veteran with Halladay and Cliff Lee. Cliff Lee is the most underrated pitcher, no matter what anyone says. He's the most underrated pitcher in all of baseball. Carl Kendrick, he's been within the organization for years. He hasn't done anything to really step his game up, but he stays consistent. Jonathan Papelbon, he's a really good closer. He knows how to do the job, but sometimes things get a little bit wonky for him. And they got also Mike Adams, I like him, and the best name in all of baseball, Bastardo. Bastardo. I love it. I think the Phillies have the best infield in all of Major League Baseball as long as they stay healthy. The Tigers, they come very close to it, but I think that the Phillies, as long as they're healthy, they have the best. Ryan Howard, Chase Utley, Jimmy Rollins, and Michael Young. Put those all 4 of them together, healthy. They all know how to hit home runs. Howard, he has that whole strikeout deal that he needs to really figure out. But also, Carlos Ruiz is suspended for 25 games. When he comes back, he's their spark plug. So I'm expecting big things from the Phillies in the infield. Outfield will offer a lot of questions. Can Rivera keep up like the speed, his glove at center? Will he actually make any impact? Is Dominic Brown as good as people think he is? And is Lance Nix full of hamburgers? That's the questions that I have to ask. I still have the Phillies actually finishing 2nd in the division, picking up a wild card spot in the process. Ooh, this team I'm really confused about as much as all of baseball is. The Miami Marlins, 69 and 93 last season, 5th in the division, traded for the Alvarez. They got Polanco, Juan Pierre, Hechavarria in a trade. John Rauch, actually Rauch went to the Marlins, not the Nationals. Kevin Slowey, Jeff Mathis, and John Maine. They lost Jose Reyes, Josh Johnson, Mark Burley, Heath Bell, all in trades. Carlos Lee, John Buck, and Carlos Zambrano. Nolasco will put together the best season I've ever seen in a pitcher because he wants out of there and he wants teams to be like, I want Ricky. So, but I mean, other than that, Alvarez, he will actually turn into an ace. I can see him having just one of those seasons that people are just unexpected, like a 16-7 season with like a low 3.02 ERA type deal. Other than that, Kevin Slowey, he'll get a couple. He might be the only pitcher besides Nolasco that'll get 10 wins, but he doesn't do it gracefully at all. Rauch, Ryan Webb, and Dunn. Quails, Maine, offer a lot of leadership, a lot of know-how pitching that can help groom the young guns coming in. But they're going to injuries. I mean, I feel like they're all injury prone because as you get older, you're getting more injury prone. In the field, everything starts with Giancarlo Stanton, formerly known as Mike Stan. I wish he would have hit, but I mean, Giancarlo is actually a pretty cool name. But he's stuck with this franchise. He has the best power. I can see him leading the league in home runs this season. His RBIs, I can see him having like 55 home runs and 66 RBIs because no one's going to be on base for him. That's the type of season I think the Marlins are going to have. They got some young guys, Heckavarius, Solano, Justin Regadio. He actually did very well. Really surprised with the Marlins. Marlins were surprised. I'm surprised. Didn't expect him to do the things he did. He had over 300. They got Polanco and Kochman. They know what to do. Polanco, I really love him. I think he's underrated as well. Marlins are finishing 4th in the division no matter what. And the last team, the Washington Nationals. 98-64 last season, first in the division. They picked up Denaric Span, Dan Herron, and Rafael Soriano. Edwin Jackson, Sean Burnett, they're out the door. Michael Morris went to the Mariners, and Mike Gonzalez is out. When you have Steve Strasburg, you know you have a shooting star. You're expecting a lot of strikeouts. I'm expecting him to eventually pass everyone and lead the entire, in all of history. I think Cy Young has the most strikeouts with like 5,000, or was it Nolan Ryan? One of those two, he's going to end up, as long as he keeps this path up, and as long as he doesn't get injured or get sad, but don't expect him to get sad. Dan Herron, he'll probably regain his form, feeling really confident in Herron's work. Jordan Zimmerman and Ross Detweiler, they're young talent that people just don't even understand how good these two really are and how good they're going to be for years to come. And Joe Gonzalez, he has the tools to reach like 17 wins. He had like 20 last season. He's very good. Let's put it that way. And then in the field, Span, Worth, and Bryce Harper, amazing outfield. They got speed in Span and Harper, arm strength in Harper and Worth. So they're going to do things, and they can all actually do pretty well at the bat and the plate. Up to bat there. Harper, I'm hoping he kind of kicks it up in the second year. I don't think we've seen really what he can bring last season. His rookie season, still a teenager. I'm expecting him to be in the MVP talks. No word of a lie. In the infield, this is the other infield, like between the Phillies and Nationals. Actually, I mean, forget the Tigers. Nationals have an amazing infield. It's 1-2 for me. Phillies infield and Nationals infield. Ryan Zimmerman, Andy LaRoche, Ian Desmond, and Danny Espinosa. They can all put the ball over the wall. They all put it in play. They all can hit doubles, and they all have great gloves. They all know how to play defensively. They're all great offensively. Very good infield, but I'd like the Phillies just a bit more just because of, I don't know, maybe because I'm biased because I'm wearing the hat. And Kurt Suzuki behind the plate, I like Suzuki. I liked him when he played for the Athletics, and I think he can really hold the whole game down. The only problem is, will he be good enough for this starting rotation, the pitching rotation? Will he call a good game or not? I'm hoping he can really get it together. Nationals, you finished first in the division. I don't actually have you going to the World Series, but you'll go to the NLCS championship final. But that's it. I don't see you going to the World Series. But that's it for today's episode and the preview and all my previews for all the divisions in Major League Baseball. So Nationals in first. Phillies, you're in second. Next up, who is it? The Cardinals? No, not the Cardinals. Don't talk about wrong division. Braves are in third. Marlins, you're in fourth. And Mets, you're in fifth. But that's it for My Brain, My Heart, Sports Talk with Mike. You enjoy your day.